Man, I had such a big back moment this week. And I'm not even joking. I was sitting in the car and I'm just like, bro, like, I literally felt like it was my 600-pound life. And as embarrassing as it was, I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'll kind of get into that later into the video. But before I jump into that, I want to talk about how my week went. This is just the weekly check in. This is week 2 of kind of like my life transformation or whatever you want to call it. But this week did not go great. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not gonna fluff anything. It was not the best week, and this is only week 2. So I mean that, or week 2, not week. So we'll kind of just go, and I'll let you know how everything went. And again, I'm gonna keep it 100, so that way we keep it real. I'm not gonna act like I'm this guru that knows everything, because I don't. I'm still figuring it out. Again, I have my notes right here, so if I'm looking up and down, that's why. And so remember the categories that we're talking about. We're talking about faith, family, fitness, fun, and then finances. And in my faith category, my goal was to read one passage a day and to pray for 1 minute. And this was a goal that I think I did pretty good this week. And I would say at first I was kind of in my own head about it, just because I was just reading my word a little bit. I would pray a little bit and really just checking off a box instead of getting the substance that I needed. And so towards the end of the week, I really started to dig a little bit deeper. And then yesterday, something really cool happened. As you can see, I got a fresh cut, you know what I'm saying? So I actually went to a barber yesterday, and I went to a different barber, and no disrespect to my other barber. I love my other barber, but he was just a little bit too busy, and I just needed to get something in because I had a hat on in the last video because I was straight busted. So went to a new barber that was a little bit closer to me, and we had a really good conversation. I introduced myself, and he introduced himself, and then I sat in his chair. And first thing that he says to me, that was like, he was just like, "Hey man, you go to church?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do go to church actually." And then we ended up having just an amazing conversation just about God and about just like where we are in our lives, where we came from, that type of thing. And it was cool because this wasn't in like he doesn't have like a little studio where it's just him. This is like in an actual barber shop where there's a lot of people around. And so we're just openly talking about the gospel, openly talking about our faith, our struggles, and things like that. And it didn't even seem weird. It seemed like this dude does this everywhere. And I really respected that, because I'm like, he's using the platform that he has to talk about and glorify God. And I think if more people did that, we'd live in a better society, better world. And I know that a lot of people watching or even around don't believe in Jesus or God or whatever. But if that's not you, then you're on the wrong video, and the algorithm kind of messed this up. So I apologize, but you can skedaddle. But no. But yeah, we had a great conversation. And really what it did for me was it just solidified kind of like what I've been doing. Not to say that I'm a perfect Christian, anything like that. I still fall and fumble daily, but just being able to recognize other believers and being able to kind of just have that conversation and speak openly and candidly about the things that I'm struggling with and going through, and then really just be able to sow into somebody else. And I think that was really great. So I would say that's in a winning category for this week. Moving on to family, my wife and I, we had a little lunch date yesterday. That was pretty cool. And then we drove out to her parents' house. We stayed there for a couple hours just to be with them. So that was a good time. And tonight we are going to actually probably binge watch one of our favorite shows. Season 4 came out of the show Reacher. If you haven't watched that show, it's one of the greatest shows on Amazon Prime. But we don't watch too much TV. We don't really get into a lot of shows, but this show has been going on for a couple of years now. And I remember when it first came out, I think I binge watched the first season in literally a weekend. It was just that good. And so ever since then, we've kind of that's been our yearly thing. Whenever Reacher comes out, we watch those episodes. So that's something that I am looking forward to as well. So it's nothing major, nothing fancy. Like I said, we are kind of in a place where the simple things is what's best. And so being able to watch a TV show together and then being able to go on a lunch date is something, step in the right direction. So I'm very grateful for that. Now, the next category is fitness. And this is the one where I'm like, man, I feel like I dropped the ball this week. And I will start with the big backstory. So I think it was like maybe Wednesday or Thursday. I had a pretty stressful day at work, and I got off. And for some reason, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop at McDonald's. I need something to eat. I'm hungry. So I stopped at McDonald's. I didn't get anything crazy because, again, I'm on this fitness journey. But I went and got like a McDouble meal. It's like I think it comes with like a 6-piece. I know exactly what it comes with. I don't know why I'm acting like I don't. But it was like a 6-piece, a fry, and a McDouble, and a drink. And I get the McDouble, I get the fry, I set everything up. As I'm driving home, And I'm taking bites, and I took a bite, and I'm just like, I make like this, I made this like this moan sound. I was just like, it was so satisfying and so just like disturbing that I was like, this burger, this is McDonald's burger. It's not like it's some gourmet like just juice. It's literally just a McDouble, which is like not anything great. And I'm eating it like I was doing cocaine or I was doing something crazy. And uh, that to me, I had to like, and as I'm taking, I like looked myself in the mirror. I'm like, you fat boy, like what is going on? And like at that moment, I really realized, I'm like, bro, this is literally like my 600-pound life. Because in that show, I watched a couple episodes where the only thing that kind of like gets them out of that, like the mode of depression, is it's food. Food is like a drug to them. And I really felt that in that moment where I was just like, dang, like this is not good at all. Because I don't smoke, I don't drink. I mean, I drink on occasions if we're like celebrating something, but my only vice, or my biggest vice, is food. And it's always been food, as you can clearly see. And when I bit into that burger and those fries that day, it was fire. I'm not even gonna lie to you, it was amazing. Like usually McDonald's is like hit or miss. Like you can either get straight trash, or if it's like fresh off the grill, then it might be top five sometimes. But that day, it was everything that I needed in that moment, and I was disgusted that it was. And so I just felt bad about that. I'm like, dang, I'm fat for sure. But it's okay, because later that day I actually ended up going to the gym. I packed my bag, I would say maybe like once or twice this week. So I think that really messed up my consistency in that area. And so I did end up going to the gym 3 times this week, which was, it's a good goal, but for me, I really wanted to go like 4 plus. And the workouts that I had they weren't the best, but I got there, and that was the biggest thing. I have to keep reminding myself that the goal isn't to have a certain result or lose a bunch of weight or anything. The goal is to remain consistent, because if I'm consistent, the results are going to come. And with that though, I did well in, I guess, going to the gym 3 times. But when it comes to my eating habits, I definitely did not stick to my under 2,500 calories. I kind of fell off my meal plan this week, and I would say I probably ended up gaining all the weight back that I lost last week. And that was a little frustrating, just because I felt like, man, like I had done so well the first week, and then second week was kind of, dang, didn't even last 2 weeks, right? But what I'm going to be doing is I'm jumping back on. I'm actually going to be meal prepping today after I shoot this video and edit it, do all that. I have the same meal plan that I'm going to be doing. I just have to actually stick to it. And that's the biggest thing, is really just sticking to that consistency. And then something else happened in my fitness journey where um, I had been off social media for a while, which was TikTok and Instagram and everything. I always kept YouTube, just because I feel like YouTube is a little bit more structured, but that's not the point of what I'm trying to make. But I recently downloaded TikTok again, and I seen one of my boys from my old job, and this dude had a crazy transformation, and I mean like crazy. He was probably like over 500 pounds, and now he's probably like in like the mid 200s, and he looks good, like just straight cut up and everything. And I was just like, man, like that really kicked me into gear, where I was just like, bro, what am I doing? Like he started his journey, because I started my journey, I would say probably about 2 years ago, and I didn't stick to it. I lost, my highest weight was at like 393, and currently I'm at like 355. So I'm down like 40 pounds. But man, after 2 years, I should be like to my goal weight, if not lower, which is like around 250. And he's somewhere around there. And so for me to see that definitely gave me some motivation. But at the same time, I don't want to rely on motivation to keep me going. I really want to rely on consistency and discipline, and to be disciplined to be able to do the things that I want to do. And so one of those things comes with just keeping my goals in front of me. And I'll kind of talk about that later on in this video as well. The next category is fun. If you remember in the last video, my fun goal was to practice my singing, because I really want to develop that repertoire, because you can hear my voice. I have a very deep voice, but I want to be able to hit those high octaves and kind of go a lot higher. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even practice singing once this week. I did go to church today, and we had a great worship experience, and the Holy Spirit was definitely there, but didn't do anything in that category to get closer to my goal of getting onto the worship team. But you know what? That's all good. I'm a reset, and next week we're gonna do better, and I promise you that. At least one day, at least one. So, and my goal with that is to practice 10 minutes 10 minutes of seeing every day was kind of my goal, but now I just need to get started and start somewhere. And the last category is my finances. And so just an update from the last video. Again, we're around $79,000 in debt, where that's with student loans, car loans, credit cards, everything kind of combined. And so my goal is to get that all paid off. And right now, I'm nowhere closer to that, but I have been focused on just learning. And so one of my good friends gave me the, actually it's right here, gave me the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. So I have been reading that. I started listening to it on Audible because I hadn't had the book yet, and so I'm already halfway through. But having the book with it has been great. And then Robert Kiyosaki also has a, excuse me, he has a like a board game. It's called Cash Flow, and there's an online version which is free. And with that, I've been playing online. It's been really cool because it kind of teaches you in a fun way, like how to get out of debt, how to get out of the rat race is what he calls it. But you get out of debt, learn how to invest, and learn how to create like passive income. And obviously it's a little bit wonky just because it is a game, but it does give you like a foundation on kind of what to expect once you do enter the marketplace and things like that. So that's been pretty cool. So just learning just the basics of just financial literacy. And I think if more people were taught that, if we were all taught that in school, a lot of us wouldn't be in this predicament that we're in now to kind of have to like struggle our way back to just to get to zero. I think if a lot more people were at zero, we'd be able to, it'd be easier to actually produce more income and to invest and do the things that we want to do. And then lastly, I really want to talk about what I'm going to change this week. Something that I really want to focus on is the visibility of my goals. I was reading Atomic Habits. I'm still reading that. And one of the things that I talked about is kind of like the out of sight, out of mind concept. If you don't like, if let's say your goal is to take your vitamins more often or daily, if you leave them in the cupboard, you don't see them. And so it's easier for you to forget. But if you leave your vitamins in your lunch bag or on the counter, when you walk past and you see them, oh, I got to remember to take my vitamins, just because it's visually there. And that's something that I didn't do with my goals this week, where this week I don't want to say I forgot my goals, but they just weren't on the forefront of my mind. There was just a lot of things going on this week, and it kind of just made me not focus on them. And so I really want to like either set reminders on my phone, or what I want to do is write them like on a little sticky note and put them next to my toothbrush, because my toothbrush, I mean, you brush your teeth every single day. And so if I put it next to my toothbrush or like stick it to my toothbrush, every time I pick it up, I get to read my goals and I can understand like, hey, this is what I need to focus on. This is what I'm reminding myself of why I'm doing this. And again, I brush my teeth twice a day, so I can read it in the morning, and then I can read it at night before I'm go to bed. And so twice a day can help me stay focused and then stay locked into my goals all throughout the week, and not forget about why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then another thing is I do want to start posting a little bit more content on YouTube. And so I was speaking to a couple of my friends. Shout out to Dom and Sierra. If I don't follow them on YouTube, it's Dom and Sai. I think it's the same on like every other platform as well. But they were kind of giving me some tips on how to grow on social media. And even though growth really isn't my my ultimate goal, my real goal is just to stay consistent and to have an accountability partner. And that's kind of why I'm doing this. But in the meantime, if I can grow and make some more money and help me pay off this debt, it will kind of be like a kill two birds with one stone type of thing. So one of the suggestions that they gave me was to start posting more shorts. And so really what I want to do is this next week, focus on still doing this like long form content where I post once a week, but then throughout the week I do want to start doing more daily shorts of kind of just like showing you guys what I'm doing. And so if I go to the gym, I want to show you guys me at the gym. If I'm meal prepping, show you guys me like chopping and stuff like that. Or if I'm going to church, reading the word, waking up early, whatever, I just kind of want to start implementing that into my daily shorts, so that way you guys can just kind of see what I'm doing and my failures and my wins, my losses and everything like that. So yeah, but that's kind of what I want to do. And so I will be posting some more shorts, as well as, like I said, this weekly long form thing, and then just kind of see where it goes. I'm not trying to be a social media like guru or anything like that, but hey, if I can get paid by making these videos, then let's do it. So yeah, I appreciate y'all tapping in. I appreciate y'all kind of giving me some grace with these goals, because I'm trying. So, but we're going to get back on it, and we're going to be even better for week 3. So appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See y'all next week. Peace out.